So I'm going to give you guys a quick walk around on a budget build on my Mustang. This is a 2008 GT. I bought it from the original owner, 75,000 miles, completely stock originally. So in driving it, I noticed, it's experienced some wear consistent with 75,000 miles. It's always been garaged, nice and clean underneath. I wanted to sort of tweak the handling, clean the car up, but not ruin totally the originality. So walk you through the things that I did in sort of a budget build that really they've wakened the car up, and it's just so much better. First, we have the BMR strut tower brace. This was kind of a no-brainer because I also was doing struts and shocks and springs. So this was literally, as you can see, there's 4 bolts. When you're doing your struts, you're going to put this on anyway. So probably just such a great, and this particular one, by the way, is clearance, so it crosses above the factory intake. Doesn't interfere with the hood. Like, it's really a fantastic piece, and it really fit nicely. Next thing I did, add a little squealing in the front brakes, and they were about ready to be done. I did the Powerstop Z26 brakes, so they're the slotted and drilled rotors. They are the stock size. I didn't go up because I love these wheels. These are the optional 18s. I think they really suit the car. So I did pads, rotors. I didn't do the calipers because I don't like red calipers. And really, the Powerstop caliper replacements are stock calipers that are powder coated red. I don't need the red. I'm not looking for that. So, next up, it was about time for a clutch. Clutch still worked, but it was a little bit loose and it had seen some wear. We did the organic McLeod clutch kit, so more or less a stock replacement, which I'm not going for much more power, so I didn't feel like I needed any more clamping force. But I'll tell you, a huge upgrade, that Hurst shifter. That is absolutely fantastic. I thought the white ball kind of fits the style of the car, and the combination of the new clutch plus the shifter, huge difference in shifting. And I'm not worried about missing a gear, if I get a little aggressive with it. I think it protects the transmission, much quicker shifting. I love the short throws. I like the look of it. I mean, all the way around, I think it suits it. Still, the car stays very stock in appearance. Again, there's the Powerstop rear brakes. Next thing I did, I wanted a little more rumble. I didn't want to start really messing around with the exhaust a bunch. I elected to go with the MBRP axle back. So you can see there the nice tips. Gives it kind of a grumbly sound. If you want to hear the exhaust sound, by all means, I have another clip posted. It's 20 seconds long, but just a little revving, just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. But overall, very, very pleased. And again, fits in a budget method. Now I'm going to try to get under here and show you guys. I don't know, well, actually you can see the exhaust a little bit better there. I don't know how much I can show of this, but we did the BMR non-adjustable panhard bar, and we did the brace, the chassis brace that it connects to. I got to tell you, of all the changes, I believe this is probably one of the largest ones and one of the most significant on the way this car handles. I had noticed before, thanks, nice potato shot on my hand, sorry. I'd noticed before that when I'd hit a pothole, the rear end would literally jump around side to side. Guy that was helping me with completing this work, he wholeheartedly suggested that I go with poly bushing panhard bar, and I got to tell you, it's just a ginormous difference. This car tracks so much better to going down the road. Anytime you hit anything that makes it kind of undulate, any undulating pavement, you hit a pothole, something like that, the whole rear end of the car doesn't jump, and it doesn't have so much rear end wiggle side to side. Now also, and I'm sure a lot of people will argue the point with this, but again, just like in your cars, I built my car the way I wanted my car. I like the stock height. I'm not the drop it in the weeds guy, and particularly not with staying with the stock wheels. So when I looked at, I felt like the suspension was a little tired. I wanted to find, another way to go that improved the handling, got it back to stock, but made it a little bit better. So in this instance, what I did, I actually did the Monroe Matic fully loaded struts in the front, and then the replacement shocks for the back. So in other words, the loaded struts in the front they had the strut mount, the strut and the spring was already installed, so it made installation much quicker, much easier. And again, the handling, prior to the panhard bar and the strut tie brace, or strut tower brace. Let's see if I can say that right. Prior to that, you know, I think it just put the car back to more or less original handling. But then the addition of those two things has made such a magnificent difference. It's crazy how much better the car handles. And I happen to like the appearance. And again, you know, everybody's got a different take. Everybody's got a different budget. My original plan with this car, I was going to drop $8,000 to $10,000 in it, really do the suspension, you know, go to a 20-inch wheel or a 19, sort of a track pack kind of look. But the more I thought about it, you know, how many zero accident, one owner S197 3-valve cars do you see these days, particularly in a desirable color? And I just felt like, you know, if I want all that stuff eventually, maybe I'll just buy a GT500, you know. But for this car, you know, I consider this to be a budget build. All the parts, and again, just to list them off: strut tower brace, loaded struts in the front, shocks for the back, 4 wheels worth of brakes, pads, the panhard bar with the poly bushings, the panhard chassis brace, the Hurst shifter, and the clutch. All of that, and the NBRP axle back. All of that together is just under $2,000. So it's a lot of money, but it's the right amount of money to me. It keeps the originality of the car. I think anybody that kind of likes this car for the way it was to start with is going to be okay with it, because anything that I've done is so minor. It doesn't change the nature of the car. Certainly you could put the shifter back, you know, and I don't think the exhaust is going to bother anybody. That's a bolt-on piece anyway. But anyhow, so I just wanted to share that. I'm really proud of the car. I love this car. I get asked about it a lot, and for my needs, you know, I like the reliability. I didn't feel like I needed 800 horsepower. You know, this car is a 300 horse car. I don't believe we're going to get it much beyond that. I may at some point have it tuned. Maybe I open up the exhaust a little bit more, but time will tell. But for now, it's a great, fun Saturday car. I headed out this morning and I grinned ear to ear. And if you have any questions, of course, post below. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I promise I'll get better as time goes on. Have a great day.